Good morning, people of the great southern land and people of the world. I'll just wait for a couple of people to jump online before I get started. It's coffee time here at the Ark. Love it. It's a beautiful day. Sun is shining. Gorgeous weather. A little bit of wind. Did some firefighting yesterday. That was fun. And yeah, caught up with a good friend. There's one person on. If there's anyone on, just let me know you can hear me okay. Hey, Peter. Awesome. Yeah, so what I wanted to address is what I'm noticing is that there's a lot of people looking for assistance, looking for help from other people. Yet, the majority of those people are not willing to assist or help any other people. So, if the people who are looking for help aren't willing to assist other people because they're caught up in their own stuff, then no one's going to help anyone. Okay? It doesn't matter how bad we think we've got it, how tough life is, or how good we think we've got it. If people need help, let's help them. If we need help, let's help someone else. Yeah? If we need help, someone else needs help. Let's help them. Yeah? So, I guess the point is, if there's people looking for help out there, but they're not willing to help anyone else, then no one's going to help anyone. And what I've found personally, in personal experience, is the best way to help the self is by helping other people. It's the most fulfilling role that we can fulfill. You know? Now, there's a lot of talk and petitions and protests and all this stuff going on. You know, but no one's getting together. No one's coming together. Where's all the common law courts? Why aren't they being formed? Why aren't they being exercised? Who's putting them together? Let's get together and work on those things. Yeah? You know? I've invited people up here to the Ark numerous occasions. And you know how many come? Not many. They all say they want to do something, but they don't want to do anything. Yeah. I have a lot of information that is absolutely pertinent and effective at what is going on right now. But people don't want to know. They don't want to listen. They don't want to come together. They don't want to work together. They want to do it all themselves. Yep. If you need help, go and help someone else first and watch what happens. Watch what opens up for you. You know, when we were all free, way back when, and I was helping other people by chopping wood, by doing whatever I was doing, giving things, whatever I could do, it was the most fulfilling time of my life. And I noticed that many doors opening up for me just because of that. It's like, you know, it's karma. It's natural law. And everything's being watched. Everything is observed. If you hit someone, you're going to get hit. Yeah? You stab someone, you're going to get stabbed. You help someone, you're going to get helped. Yep. Don't look at what can people do for me? What can I do for other people? If everyone starts helping each other and helping other people, this situation will turn like that. Yep. And I understand that people are in a state of stress in majority of the time, that their bodies and their minds are in a state of stress and suppression from what's being now come out in the mainstream media to be in the water. Yeah, we spoke about this a week or two ago. Get the water tested. And then it comes out on the mainstream media that it's polluted by this storm. Apparently, for the first time in history, a storm has polluted the water supply. Yeah, I don't know. It's possible. But, you know, have we got water samples from prior to the storm? That's what I want to know. You know, are people testing the meats and the foods that are coming from the supermarkets? Are people getting them chemically tested? I can't do it all. Yeah. But if you've got ability to go to an independent tester and get that meat and that food tested, yeah, and share that information with people, then do it. Don't wait for someone else. Yeah. So there's a lot going on, you know. A lot of confusion. A lot of people are having a really hard time coming to terms with the change in their belief structure and their belief system. A lot of people are struggling to let go of their old belief system, understandably. Yeah. But what we've got to realise is the old belief system, or the belief system that's been in place and being used by majority of the people on the planet, or in the Western civilization, has got us to the point we are at today. Everything that we've done for the last 2,000 years has got us to this point where we are today. Yeah. Enslaved. We're not free. No one in this country is free. Doesn't matter what they think. It doesn't matter what their beliefs are. If you are not free to do whatever it is that you feel to do without harming another person or taking away their rights, you are not free at all. Yep. Doesn't matter how you perceive it or what you believe or what you feel about it, or it doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. You are not free. You are enslaved. And until people start helping each other and breaking the bonds that is the mind, yeah, the shackles around the mind that is keeping them in fear, then there's not much we can do. Yep. And by ourselves, there's really not much we can do. Hey, Leah. Peter says the old system is obsolete. Yeah, the old system's finished. And you've got people that want you to go back to the way it was. They're like, oh, come back under this and come back under that. Well, that system has landed us in the mess we are in today. Yep. All of a sudden, it's going to be a saviour. This old system. It's going to be the saviour. We've just gone through that, and we are where we are today. It's obviously not working. Yeah, it's got to change. What do you want to go backwards? You can't go backwards and go forwards at the same time. It's an oxymoron. Right? So if we're going to go forward, we're going to go forward in what is real and the truth. And a lot of people's religions and faiths and beliefs are going to fall to the wayside. Or they're going to fall to the wayside. And that's how it is. Yep. So until people can release and let go of how they think it should be or how they want it to be, because that's gone. That is gone. It's finished. It's over. Yep. It's time to try something new, something different. So Sean Morris says, I fear it is all too late. Genocide awaits. Don't fear, Sean. Don't fear that. You know, I'm going to grab a book right now. Now I have these discussions at times with friends, you know, of all different ages and genders and races, and we were talking about basically leading a horse to water but not being able to make it drink. Right? Now I've got all this information, yep, law, yep, that can probably undo the situation if you can get it out to the people, right? And if enough people can work together, yep, to bring a court together or whatever to actually make it happen. Yeah, I can't do it all by myself. Yeah, I can do the paperwork, and that's it. Yeah. But we need people who are lawyers, people who are barristers, you know, people who know the system and how it works. We need those people. Yeah. Because that's a lot of the trickery and deception in the court system is based in the processes. Yeah. It's all about the process. They use processes to disregard the law. So if you don't know the processes, like I don't really, I know the law, I don't know the processes of the courts. Yeah. So I'm like a fish out of water. Yeah, but then you've got other people who know the system and know the processes who won't do anything. They're sitting there and watching their country get squashed into the ground because they're too fucking scared to open their mouth. They're living in fear of talking. And that's by their silence, they're saying they want their children to grow up in that environment. They want their children to grow up in an environment where they're not allowed to speak. They're not allowed to talk. Whether it's truth or whether it's not, they're not allowed to have an opinion if it's not in line with the state. Right? And that's a foreign state. It's not Australian. Yeah. So this is the verse that I read out of the King James Bible. I just opened it to this page as I was actually literally talking to a friend about how we're giving this information out and people are willfully and ignorantly and happily disregarding it and joking and laughing and dancing on it like it's a joke. And that's their right to do that. So all we can do is put the information out, and if people don't want it, yeah, then that's up to them. And that's free will. So let the genocide take place that's going to take place because that's their own free will. They are creating, the collective consciousness is creating the situation that we're in by allowing it to happen by their silence and their stupidity. Yeah. The collective consciousness is literally building this up together in itself. So it's not a genocide, it's a mass suicide. It's not a mass genocide. It's a mass suicide by the ignorance of the people who don't want to listen and don't want to pay attention and don't want to change their beliefs, and they'd rather be right and die. And let them do that. That's their free will. They have a right to do that. Yep, and I want to respect that right. Okay, so this is the verse that I randomly opened up to and looked to. It's Isaiah 29:11. And the vision of all is become unto you as the words of a book that is sealed, which men deliver to one that is learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he saith, I cannot, for it is sealed. And the book is delivered to him that is not learned. The book is delivered to him that is not learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he saith, I am not learned. Right? He doesn't want to learn. He doesn't want to know. The information is being given to him and her daily. It's being screamed from the rooftops. All the while it's being suppressed and removed. Yep. And silenced by the state. Who all these people support this state and this suppression that they want their kids to grow up in, if their kids are fortunate enough to survive what is coming. If. And that's a big if, in my opinion. Yeah? But who am I? I'm just a cove idiot, right? Is that right? I'm one of those tinfoil hat-wearing people, yeah? Or do I just understand how EMF and frequency works and how biology works when you put shit that's not meant to be in ya into ya? Yeah, it doesn't take a rocket scientist. If you can read a book, yeah, if you know your ABC, you can actually figure it out quite easily. Yeah, 1 + 1 is 2. It's simple math. Yeah. But people are more interested in being told how they're feeling and what is right and wrong by someone else because they can't deal with that responsibility to make a decision what's right and wrong for them or their children. They can't deal with that responsibility. And if they can't deal with that responsibility, they probably shouldn't have that responsibility. Yeah? And if they should have a right to that responsibility, if they can't make it, well, that's another question. Yeah, maybe for a jury. Not for me to decide. But if someone out there can't figure out how to make the best decision for their children, not based on what I say, not based on what the mainstream media says, not based on what anyone else says, based on the fact that they're researching what is being done. They're reading the inserts of the packages, yeah, of what they're planning to put in their kids. If they can't read, yeah, take the responsibility to read something and educate themselves on what's best for their children, then maybe they shouldn't have that responsibility. And that's exactly what's going on right now. That responsibility is being removed from them, yep, by the state. It is being taken away from them because they are unable to make those decisions themselves. And they are proving that every single day. And that's where we're at. So if they can't make the responsibility, if they are too irresponsible to educate themselves on what's best for themselves and their family, well, you know, or the children, do they have a right to those children? I don't know. It's not my call. Someone else is making the call. The state's making the call for you. And they're telling you, you don't have a right to your children. They're telling you, you are too irresponsible to make decisions for your children. Yep, they're telling you, we don't want that on this planet. They're telling you, we're going to get rid of that. We're moving now to remove that from the planet. That's what's going on. Yeah, that's it. And people want to laugh at it. And they want to joke about it. And they want to call you names because they can't fathom the idea of doing a bit of research. They can't entertain the idea that that box that they've been watching since they're 2 years old would tell them a lie, even though they know for a fact that it lies to them daily, as do the politicians. Well, actually, the politicians, I've got to be fair, when they speak, they actually speak truth. And, you know, from what I've seen, they're actually telling you, you don't have to do this, but do this. They're giving you full disclosure. They are telling you. Yet the people seem to latch on to the negative. They latch on to the victimhood, the victim mindset, like, oh, well, you know, I'm a victim, so I need someone else to do it for me. I'm a victim, so I need, you know, someone to make decisions for me because I'm a victim, right? Nothing I can do. I'm just a victim. And if you think you're a victim, then you are a victim. And you're going to be treated like a victim. And you're going to become an actual victim. Yeah? So, it is the sad truth, Michael. It really is. You know, I need people. If people want to make a change, have been for years and am still maybe offering to put myself out there to share what I know. But I'm going to need people to come and to do this together. I can't do it by myself. It's massive. This is thousands of years of information. Hundreds of years of building up to this suppression. No one man can do it themselves. No one woman can do it themselves. And I see a lot of people speaking and voicing their frustrations. And I honour that and I'm grateful for that. But if you want people to work for you, you better start proving it. Start showing it by your actions. Yep. If you don't agree with what's going on, prove it. Show the people in politics. You've got people in politics that want to help you, that don't like what's going on. But they're too scared to speak up because the people won't stand together. The people won't speak up. You've got 95% of the population walking around with these slave muzzles that do nothing, right? So you've got the politicians looking and going, well, if 95% of the population doesn't want to do anything and likes it the way it is, then if I speak out now, I'm just going to get crushed. Yet if half of the population stands up and goes, fuck this, then it's going to change everything. The power is in the people. It's always been in the people. It will always be in the people. It doesn't matter what the law book says. It doesn't matter what the fucking Bible says. It doesn't matter what history says. The power resides in the people, always has and always will. Period. I don't care what the fucking language says. I don't care what the book says. It's in you, the sovereign people. Yep. And the sovereign people is all of you. All citizens, all politicians, all police officers, all military. You're all the sovereign people by fucking definition. Stop listening to this sovereign citizen bullshit that they're feeding you so you don't realise that you are the sovereign people and that you are the power. Because it's you. Start acting like it. If you claim you've got rights, act like it. Yeah? If you don't agree with wearing a mask, fucking act like it. Yeah? Take them to court. I've got information here. I can share it with you. Yeah? You can prove that they're acting in fraud. Yeah? Fraud vitiates everything. Contract's gone because they're acting under contract. That's what they're doing. In fact, yeah, when they're enforcing these statutes, bringing these summary offences, yeah, summary offences brought in the name of the private citizen. Yet most of the time they're wearing their police uniform. It's personating a police officer. You know that? It's called fraud, which vitiates the whole contract, which means the fine they're giving you is void because they're telling you they're a police officer and they're acting as a police officer when they're not. They're acting as a private citizen to bring a civil claim against you. Do you understand that? Do you comprehend what I'm saying? Yep, they might be wearing a uniform and tell you they're a police officer, and as soon as they tell you they're a police officer, they're fucking lying to you if they're enforcing private acts of parliament, which they are. Yep. And they're ignoring their common law oath under Section 51 of the Police Regulation Act 2013. Yes, they have a common law oath. Yes, the common law stands. Yes, the common law is real. Statute law comes from the common law. Without the common law, the law of the people, there is no companies. There is nothing because there's no people. It's really not hard to understand this shit. I've got people out there, they're like, oh, it's only statute law, it's only this. Well, if it's statute law and they come under the Victoria Police Act 2013, yeah, which is a statute, yeah, that's one of their corporate policies, they're still bound by the common law. People are saying there's no common law in Australia. Get a fucking law dictionary, get a couple of Australian law dictionaries and read up. Look at common law. Read up what we are. It's a common law country. It was founded on common law. Sorry, notwithstanding the original law of the land that was here before the English common law. Okay? But the law that was here before was the common law anyway. It was the law of the people. It was the law of the land. Yeah? Not the law of some puppet masters telling you what to do and writing down these acts for people to act out. That's what they're doing. They're writing acts. It's a play. It's actually a play. At law. It's a play. And you're all consenting to it by agreeing to it and going on with it. It's a play. Actually, in fact. And you're all part of it. Peter says, been waiting for people to get together while I work away trying to build unity. Unity is like a myth. It's like unity. Like, I'm trying to get people here. I'm like, dude, I see what you can do. I can do this. Let's get together and make this happen. Yeah, I'll call you tomorrow. Fucking 3 days later, no call. You're out there doing your videos saying you're doing this and you're doing that, but you don't want to learn anything new. You don't like the idea that someone else might have something to offer, yeah? And that if we actually come together, we might be able to build something. I've messaged a few people who are doing their videos. You think I hear back? Because it's not in line with their narrative. Fuck your narrative. Wake up. Come together or don't. I don't care anymore. I'm at the point now where, and I've said this a few times recently, if you people don't stand up and do what is necessary and start expressing your will and exercising your rights, not just talking about them, actually exercising them, yeah? Realise that you're in a war, and fortunately for you, you're not going to get shot by exercising your rights. You might end up in court, big fucking deal. Who cares? What are you afraid of, a piece of paper? And you're at war. and they're literally killing you. And you're scared of a piece of paper. Your fucking food is full of toxins. Your water is full of toxins. The shit they're spraying in the sky is full of toxins. Your vaccines are full of toxins. You're getting microwaved by 5G. You don't understand what's going on. Probably because of all those reasons that I just mentioned, you don't understand what's going on. And then you've got the media telling you that everything you're feeling is wrong and you should just listen to them. If you can't listen to yourself, then you shouldn't fucking be here. If you can't listen to yourself, go and get the shot. Because that's who it's for. Thank you, Cindy. Anyway, you know, I don't tell people what they want to hear. I'm not a fucking politician. I don't get paid for this shit. Yeah, I get a bit of stress from it. That's about it. I've already been to war for this country once, and here we are again. I've got to defend the country again. From itself, from its own citizens, who have got no idea what's going on. The same people we fought to protect are now turning against us. Comprehend that shit. You know? Media. All media is an entertainment industry. They're not doing anything wrong. They're just selling you their ideas and their beliefs. And if you buy it, well, that's your fucking problem. Yeah? They're not doing anything illegal by selling you their ideas. They've got a right to do that. The politicians in that corporation have got a right to sell you their ideas. They've got a right to do that. They're not doing anything unlawful. It's up to you if you buy it or not. And if you buy it, then it's your problem. You get that? It's contract and consent. Yeah? It's contract by consent. And you're all buying it. You're buying the stuff they're selling you. And they've got a right to sell it to you, just like these companies that are selling you all this poison in what they call food or whatever. They've got a right to sell you products, just like the toy shop's got a right to sell toys and the chemical factory's got a right to sell chemicals. So too do these people that are selling you this stuff they're putting in the food and they're telling you it's in there. Yeah? And you're buying it. So it's your problem. It's your consent. You want someone else to fix it for you? Fix it yourself. Stop buying that shit. Stop watching that shit. Stop agreeing with it. Stop buying it. It's really not hard. It's really simple. Yeah? If there's a shop up the road that sells rice, yeah, that is poison and you get sick every time you eat it, you don't go back there after the second time. Yeah, maybe you go back a second time to give them a chance. Oh, maybe it was a bad batch. You get poisoned again. You don't go back there, do you? So why do you do it here? Why do you do it with the big things? Why are we conditioned to believe that a state that we employed to look after us is now the boss? When did that come into the thought? When did that become normal? When did the media become the Bible? When did the media become the scientists? When did the media become the factists that they decide what's fact and what's not? The fact checkers on Facebook decide what's fact and what's not. Since when? According to what books are they reading? Because they're not looking at all the evidence. They're just looking at their books. Yeah? They're a company. That's their right. They can sell their idea. That's their religion. And you're all buying into it. Yep. It's not Luciferian. It's Satanistic. It's not Luciferian. Lucifer's the light bringer. He brings the information. Yeah? The light. The sun. The photons that impregnate the Mother Earth. The Father Sun sends the photons that impregnate the Mother Earth to grow the food for the people that live on it and for the planet. Yeah? Father Sun. Mother Earth. Do you understand that? Photons, they come down from the sun and they hit the earth, right? And they grow plants, yeah, which feed the animals, which feed the humans. Yep, it all works in symbiosis. People are stuck on their religious beliefs that Jesus is going to come and save them. Jesus is the Son, the light of the world, right? That's the light of the world. He's the life bringer, the life giver. Lucifer, the Son. He's not your enemy. He gives you life. Stop saying that shit. Yeah? Meanwhile, you've got Jesus strung up on a cross, and no one wants to be like Jesus. No one wants to speak out in case what happens, to Jesus happens to them. Jesus is your control tool from the same institutions that have been ruling you for the last 2,000 years or however long. If everything that's going on now is backwards, which it appears to be, then everything that's been taught coming up to this point is probably backwards as well, and that's how we've got to this backwards situation. I don't know, possibly. And a lot of people don't want to hear that. But a lot of people are going to have to come to terms with the reality of life. Yeah? And the fact that there's planets and these things govern us. Yeah? That's how it is. Peter says they can do that, but they won't stop. And that's your right too, Peter. But what are you fighting for, mate? This is the question I ask myself every single day. If they want to vaccinate 95% of Australians, and if it's 95% of Australians who are crying out for the vaccine and who think people should wear muzzles and who think people should be enslaved, maybe those 95% of people who can't think for themselves and who think it's a good idea should take it. Why are you fighting for them? This is the thing that I battle with myself every day. Why am I fighting for these people who don't want to fight for themselves? Why am I trying to help them, when they don't want to help themselves? And I suppose it's because my job is not to help you, it's to give you the tools to help yourself. That's what sovereignty is about. You want to have rights, you want to be sovereign, learn to help yourself. Yeah? Or be a slave, and you've got that right too. Yeah, be a slave and just do what someone else tells you, which is what 95% are going to do. But I'm not going to fight for those 95% anymore. Why should I? Why should you? Why? Why? I send information, legitimate information to people that used to be close to me. And the snarling I get back, and the contempt I get back, and the mockery, and that it's a joke that I get back, is just like, all right, you are celebrating, what is coming for you. They are literally celebrating what's about to happen and what's happening to them. Let them celebrate. Let them enjoy it. Godspeed to them, yeah? Not my problem. Not your problem. All your problem is you and your family and putting them somewhere safe. Yeah? You got somewhere safe to go, then go there. If you're safe where you are, then stay there. If you're not and you don't want to leave, then stay there. But I'm not going to ask anymore. If people don't want to get together and work this stuff out and do it lawfully, if people don't want to come together with me, and do this lawfully and do it properly, I've got everything here to do it. Well, most things. I've got the space to have people, information. If people don't want to come to me and I have to keep chasing people, well then fuck ya. I'm done with it. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm sick of it. I'll live my life happily out here while you people fry. Yep. And whatever happens, happens. And Godspeed to you. If people don't want to come together and work with me, fine. I'm done. Yep. But if you do, you better make it known real fucking quick. Yeah? Anyway. Will is followed by action. That's why in legislation they are acts. Thank you, Tony. Tony, brilliant, mate. Exactly right. The will... The legislation is the will of someone else, some private company, from overseas. Some dude, who thinks he's got a right to rule the world. Maybe he does, I don't know. It seems that he does at this point. Seems that no one else thinks he doesn't. Seems like there's some dude over there who's got a right to rule everything. And everyone's okay with that. Yeah? But the legislation is his will. Hey, you people can't do this. Yeah? And everyone goes, oh, it's written on a piece of paper. Someone's idea is written down on a piece of paper. So now all these order followers are going to do that, even though it's wrong and immoral and illegal and unlawful. Yeah? But because it's written on this new piece of paper, we're going to follow that order. And everyone else, all you people, all you sheeple and citizens, you're going to do it because it's written on this bit of paper. And there's your act, yeah? Driving yourself, a civilization, into suicide because of a piece of paper. Destroying a civilization, or maybe fixing it, you know, I don't know if it's destroying it. It could actually be fixing it. I'm starting to lean towards the latter. I'm starting to lean towards the idea that actually what's going on is to fix this civilization, because it seems that it's doing it to itself. Yep. So maybe that's necessary. You know? And a lot of these people who believe that, well, you know, some of these people should get it because they don't have a right, well, they're the ones getting it. That which you condone for others, you condone for yourself. Yep. Anyway, Tony Might says they are organised, we are not. They are organised because they get together, mate. They don't all like each other, they don't all agree with each other, but they get together on the important issues and they fucking just make it happen. Yeah? Because they come together and do it. And they've got you divided. They've got the people divided because of a piece of paper. Yeah? A piece of paper is controlling the entire population of this country and half of the world. A piece of paper. That one man or one group of men has put together and said, well, this is what we want for the planet. Yeah? We want to have 90% less people so that we can roam around and do our thing and live free. Well, sounds good to me. I'm not going to argue with that. If that 90% of the population wants to remove itself, who am I to say no? Who am I to argue with you if that's your will? Do it. Do it. Yeah? People complaining about the suicides and about this and that. You know, if you're at that point, why don't you actually do something meaningful instead of just taking your own life? Do something meaningful for your end. If you're at that point. I don't know. Make it count. Don't take it out on yourself. Yeah, direct your energy where your anger is. Where's it coming from? Yeah. Fear for the masses. The masses are in fear because of a piece of paper. They are too scared to get a piece of paper and go, hey, I disagree with this. I'm going to go to court. Yep. Too scared. Yeah. Meanwhile, they're getting liquidated like the chattels they are, the property they are, and they continue to prove to be someone else's property because they can't stand up on their own 2 feet and make their own decisions. And because they'd rather prosecute and bloody, persecute anyone who has an idea that's different to theirs. I don't want them around me. At all. I don't care what your beliefs are. Yeah? If I can't live my life and exercise my rights, then don't come near me. If you're going to try and stop it, don't come near me. I don't want you around me. Yeah? If you want to try and tell me how I need to live my life, yeah? When I've got a brain that does that, and a heart, and a body that all does that by itself, I don't need anyone else to tell me. I know when I'm sick. I know when I'm well. I know when I'm angry. I know when I'm sad. I know when I'm happy. I don't need anyone else to tell me. I don't need anyone to tell me that it's right or wrong to feel how I feel. I don't need any of that shit. Because I've got a brain and a fucking heart and a body that decides it all itself. Anyway, Peter says it's a mix of fear and lack of knowing. It is fear. It's absolutely fear. The whole lot of it is fear. And they'll sit there and swear black and blue that it's not fear. They say, oh, it's not because of fear. It is because of fear. You're not walking out of your door because you're scared you're going to get booked. You're scared of what might happen. It's all fear. All of it. You're scared you might get a virus that kills less people than the fucking flu. Yet this wasn't happening when the flu has been around for the last however many bloody centuries, was it? You know? And everyone wants to surrender their rights for something that's killing people that were going to die anyway. Everyone's going to die. Without your rights and your freedom, you got nothing. Yeah? You're free to go to work and go home. And you can exercise for an hour a day. No different to the people in fucking jail. No different. You go to your job, you eat, and you exercise for an hour if you choose, and then you spend the rest of your time in your room. If you're lucky. Why is that? Because you're all prisoners of war. Because you don't understand that legally this citizenship is a foreign belligerent ship. Power. Yeah? Anyway. Cindy says ignorance is fear, ignorance is a death sentence. Well, that's what it is, you know. People, they get scared, and so what do they do when they get scared? They either laugh it off or they get aggressive and abusive. Yeah? In order to deflect that information that they don't want to know or that they can't comprehend or that conflicts with their belief, so they don't want to know it, so they deflect by laughing and making a joke out of it because it's something they can't comprehend. So in order to make themselves feel like they're smart, they just laugh it off, or they get aggressive and abusive. Yeah. Anyway. Leah says jail treats people better. I'm going to go through a couple of the comments. Cindy says she can't get the video to play. Krista says it's not too late, that's just an excuse. We're all in this shit together. Oh, you know what? I don't feel that way. I don't feel like we're in anything together. I feel like everyone's divided. Yeah, because you are divided. You're not in it together. Until you're standing together and working together, you're not in it together. You're fucking divided. And that's how they want you, and that's how they've got you. So we need to see that, and we need to recognise that and go, hey, we're divided. What do we need to do to unify? Yeah? We're not united. We're divided. You know? What do we need to do to unite? Yeah? Don't go to places where they're going to trap you in. Don't be stupid. Yeah? Get creative. Yeah? You're going to make a stand. You're not going to walk into the fucking city like caged rats and get microwaved even more and get punished, are you? You're going to go somewhere away from that. Yeah? Where you can't be contained and controlled by vehicles and fucking whatever. Get creative. Stop living in the past. You're all creative beings. Start acting like it. Yeah? I was watching this movie or having a dream or something, I can't remember. And it was like everything that was being done to the people turned around and said, well, hang on a minute, we can do that tenfold. You want to block our roads? We'll block the roads. I can't remember what movie it was, but it was a really good movie to show that, well, hang on, if you want to block the people from using the roads, what if the people blocked everyone from using the roads? What if the people, right, actually blocked the borders? Oh, you want to block the borders? What if the people from, you know, I can't remember where it was in the world it was situated, but all the people basically drove to the borders and were like, well, if we're not getting through, we're just going to block it. Yeah? Just blocked everything. Blocked everything. Shut down everything with their vehicles. They took their registration plates off. Yeah? And there was just thousands upon thousands of people in their cars, yeah, blocking all these trade routes, yeah? Shutting down everything that's going on behind the scenes with their cars. And people, they felt safe because they were in their cars, you know what I mean? And they had a massive effect. Because not only were they restricted, commerce was restricted. It was shut down. Commerce was done. And when commerce is done, the company's done. Shut down the company. Yeah? Well, you want to stop the people from moving? Well, the people will do it themselves. You know what I'm saying? If I could remember the title of the movie, I'd tell you. Hopefully it comes to me. You got to get creative. Like they did in that. They blocked the airports. They blocked all the roads to the airports. They blocked them. So whatever was coming in from the airports or from the shipping channels couldn't get anywhere because the roads were blocked. Everything came to a standstill and the people took their power back and said, this is ours. This is ours. Fuck, I wish I could remember the name of the movie. But anyway, just an example. People should get creative, right? Put balloons out the front of your house. Yeah? Just put balloons on your front fence. If you're sick of this shit, put balloons on your front fence so people can see. Yeah? Paint something on your front fence. Paint a love heart on your front fence if you're sick of this shit. You're not breaking any laws. Paint a love heart on the front of your fence so people can drive around, or when they're moving, they can see, well, hang on, that person's sick of this, that person's sick of this, that person's sick of this. Put a sign up saying, I'm sick of this. I do not consent. Put that on your front fence. You know? Cindy says they conspire and we see it. Defend yourselves. What just happened there? Oh, I'll just change the thing. Reservation of rights. Hang on a minute. So anyway, everyone's going to gather on the 5th. Yeah, everyone's going to gather. And I'm really interested to see how many people actually are willing to take a stand and not bow down to the fear. I'm really interested to see. Yeah, because I don't think it's going to be many. But if a lot of people turn up, you're going to see the politicians who are sitting there quietly waiting for the people to stand up actually making a change and standing up. You're already seeing them starting to come out and talking about it. You're going to see the media. If the people stand up, the media are going to have no option but to either go broke because they're going to lose everything, or they're going to have to side with the people. You know, I'm really interested to see how this goes. Because it's going to be a sign for a lot of people all around the world and in this country and in other states as to whether or not, yeah, they should stand up and support the people. But if the people don't come together and show their disapproval for what is going on, then no one's going to stand up for them. If they won't stand up for themselves, no one else is going to stand up for them. It's that simple. Yep. Real simple. Basic math. So, I don't know why people would want to go into the city. I really don't understand it. I don't comprehend it. I think it's the fucking stupidest idea. But hey, that's where it is apparently. I don't even agree with the day that it's on. But hey, that's what it is, apparently. So, you know, let's see what happens. Yeah. And I'm not advising people to go there. I'm not advising them to stay home. But I'm really interested to see how many people are willing to stand up for themselves. I'm really interested to see that. Because that's going to be a direct reflection of the knowledge and of how many people are actually aware of what's going on. By people coming together, that is a direct reflection of how many people are aware of what's going on. A direct reflection. And how many people are actually willing to stand up for themselves. Yep, in the face of a piece of paper. Going to court. Yeah? Seriously. It's not that scary. But anyway, it's gone long enough. Thanks for watching. Peter says new ways of thinking are needed so we don't repeat. Peter says we run the world. People have forgotten the power we hold. People, without the people, nothing exists. Nothing that we know, like nothing that we've built exists, yeah, because there's no people to build it. But anyway, keep following your masters like good little servants. Yes, sir. Thank you, media. Thank you for bringing this fear to me. Thank you for keeping me in a state of zombieism. Thank you, media. Thanks, Dan. Thanks, ScoMo. Thanks, Trump. Stop waiting for a fucking saviour and wake up to the fact that you are the saviour. You, the people, are the power. You always have been and you always will be, unless you give it away, which you're doing right now. You're buying someone else's Bible, you're buying someone else's story, and you're buying someone else's belief. I suggest you fucking get a refund really soon. Thanks for watching. Please share. God bless you all.